often asked whether I put my bees in the shade or in the sun in the summer. And that depends on whether you're asking for the bees or for you. If you're asking for the bees, we have found that bees do better in full sunlight. Now, the reason is that the bees can stand a little warmer temperatures. Small hive beetles and varroa mites don't do as well in the hot temperatures. So your bees will have less varroa mites and less small hive beetles if you'll put them in the full sun. I have heard from some that the nukes don't do well. They overheat and they don't grow as fast in full sunlight. And so they need a little more shade. So what I'm doing is I am putting my hives in the full sunlight. And if it's a full hive, I just let them go. I put a screen bottom on them and they get circulation that way. If it is a smaller hive, a weak hive, maybe a nuke, I will put an extra cover on it. I like to use what I call plasticell or plastic corrugated campaign sign material that I'll put on top of a hive. That allows the wind to blow through those cells and put a brick on top to hold it in place. And that tends to cool it down just a little bit and yet maintain some of the heat inside. If it's me that I'm worried about, I put the bees in the shade. But I find that the bees in the shade are a little angrier. They tend to be meaner and are not as happy. So as a break-even point or kind of a midpoint, what I try to do is I try to put my bees just outside of the tree line on the east side of a tree. That way it's going to get full sunlight most of the afternoon, most of the morning, afternoon. But then when it gets hot in the afternoon in the summer, they will start to go into the shade about 4 o'clock. And if I'm working the bees at 4 o'clock, we're at least in the shade during that time. But they do get a large amount of sun during the daytime, and that heat tends to maintain in the hive. So I like to put my bees in the sunlight, but perhaps where they move into the shade towards the end of the hot day.